The most important thing to note about this equation is that it contains a fraction. It's important that you see this as being the most important thing you can say about this, because when you have an equation with a fraction, deal with it like this. Note the denominator, plus 4. Multiply everything, and I mean everything, by this. The whole point of doing this is that it guarantees that this fraction cancels out and you're left with a normal equation. Can I make this more difficult? What about this? Well, the most important thing I can say about this is still that it's an equation with a fraction. So the method is just the same. Note the denominator and multiply everything, and I mean everything, by this. Remember, the whole point of doing this is to ensure this fraction cancels and we're left with a normal equation that we can solve. You'll recognize an equation of this type. It's very simple. We just divide both sides by the number that's in front of the x. All being well, that cancels, and we're left with our answer. This is just the same. The most important thing I can say about this is that it's an equation with a fraction. So the method is just the same. I note the denominator, plus 3, and I multiply everything by this. Again, the whole point is that this fraction cancels, leaving me with a normal equation. And you know how to solve this. It's the same here. This is an equation with a fraction. I note the denominator and I multiply everything, and I mean everything, by this. So I'll multiply this by 4, this by 4, and this by 4. Everything has to be multiplied by 4. Again, the whole point of multiplying this fraction by its denominator is it guarantees it will cancel. And here we have an equation that we can easily solve. I look at the number and I do the opposite to both sides. And at this point I can stop. Now some of you may spot there is another way to do this, and that's fine. In algebra there's frequently lots of ways to arrive at the same answer, but rather than to show you lots of ways in this series of videos, I just want to give you the most straightforward set of instructions that I can. This is no different either. Again, it's an equation with a fraction, so you know just what to do. Remember, everything has to be multiplied by 8. The whole point of multiplying the fraction by its denominator is it guarantees it cancels. And then again, I know just what to do. And we're done. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. And again, as always, check your answer by substituting back into the original question and check that the left-hand side evaluates to be the same as the right-hand side. You'll know you've got the question right.